From our studios at the corner of 8th and Walton in Bentonville, Arkansas, welcome to Saturday Morning Meeting, where we cover Walmart, Sam's Club, and the consumer product companies that are represented on the racks and shelves throughout the country and around the world. I'm Derek Ridenauer, and our focus is on the insights, trends, and best practices to help you as a supplier grow your business with the world's largest retailer. Thank you for joining us. And today we'll be talking about Black Friday with Ryan Frazier and Matt Seubert of DataRank. We'll follow social media to find out where consumers are going on Black Friday, what they're buying, and what they're telling each other. We'll give you the winners and losers of this Black Friday. But first, the headlines. Walmart announced this week that International CEO Doug McMillon will replace Mike Duke as Walmart CEO in February. Media analysts note that McMillon, an Arkansas native who began working for Walmart as a teenager, faces a number of challenges both abroad and at home. These challenges include the development of new strategies in China and India, increased competition with Amazon, and media scrutiny of Walmart's human resource policies. A recent Washington Post article by Lydia DePillis argues that a comparison between recent Walmart and Macy's sales reports reveals a lot about the state of the economy. DePillis notes that while Macy's third quarter sales increased by 31% over last year's numbers, Walmart sales have largely been disappointing, a possible indicator that while Macy's more affluent customers have recovered from the recession, Walmart shoppers may still be struggling. Several news outlets, including the New York Times, reported this week on Walmart's ongoing appeal against a $7,000 OSHA fine stemming from the 2008 Black Friday trampling death of a Walmart associate. Walmart has refused to pay the fine, arguing that it was not responsible for the death. It also notes that it has put in place numerous crowd control measures that will help prevent similar accidents from ever happening again. Yahoo reports that Asda is now working with public transportation authorities to create a convenient same-day pickup service for London commuters. The program allows customers to order items online, which are then made available at click and collect points located in public transit parking lots. The new service is part of Asda's ongoing efforts in the UK's highly competitive grocery industry. The Atlanta Journal-Constitution reports that Walmart has been aggressively defending an associate food drive at a Canton, Ohio store. The store placed a bin in an associate area asking for donations to feed struggling associates during the Thanksgiving holidays. While some activists and media analysts argue that the food drive is a consequence of Walmart's low wages for store associates, Walmart itself notes that employees regularly organize bake sales and food drives as act of mutual support. Check out Walmart and supplier news as it's reported on walmartnewsnow.com.
Cameron Smith & Associates is suppliers' first choice in recruiting the competitive Walmart supplier job market. We connect qualified candidates to CPG jobs in Northwest Arkansas and across the country. CSA also sources sales and marketing professionals for companies providing advertising, marketing, merchandising, and data management services to suppliers. Contact us today at csarecruiters.com.
Today's show has been sponsored in part by 8th and Walton, the premier destination for Walmart supplier education. 8th and Walton offers a variety of services including new supplier onboarding, scorecard optimization, and analysis and reporting. Visit 8thandwalton.com/services to learn more.
We're joined now by Ryan Frazier. He's the CEO, co-founder of DataRank, and Matt Seubert, the Director of Client Services. Guys, thank you very much. DataRank,
thank you.
It's a big deal for you guys. Black Friday, obviously, kind of a really big deal going on right now.
Yeah.
Ryan, quickly, let's just talk about what DataRank does.
So DataRank is a software company that I started with two friends from the University of Arkansas about 2.5 years ago. And we really saw an opportunity in all of these online comments going on to track the performance of brands and retailers and really use that consumer feedback, all of that conversation, to help them with strategy on new product developments, merchandising, and really anywhere consumer feedback may help them.
So it's, as a CPG company, which is who I work for the most part, social media, obviously a big deal. A lot of companies jumping into social media, doing a lot of different things. You basically evaluate the effectiveness of that.
Right, so we're tracking really anywhere people are talking online, whether it's social media, reviews, forums, any conversation around your products or all of your competitors as well. So you get that great competitive analysis and benchmarking with the data also. Okay,
well great. And now that we've kind of got a baseline of what DataRank does, let's get into what we really want to talk about. Black Friday, a lot of customers out shopping. We've been preparing for this. Kmart Sears started running ads back in September trying to lure customers in. What is it you're seeing today? Who are the really big winners from Black Friday?
Yeah, so we've definitely had a lot of fun this morning going through all of the Black Friday data. I think overall, one of the most interesting things is that Black Friday is up directionally about 37% year over year since 2012. We're seeing a lot of consumer talk around really all the deals and discounting today. So not necessarily the price of individual products, but how heavily discounted in terms of percentage they are versus the standard price point.
So price still sells. That's what we're seeing this morning.
Yep.
And you brought some slides here, up 37%. It's a good indicator?
Yeah,
40% from where we were a year ago?
I think there's going to be a lot of retailers and brands that are happy with performance today. I think we'll get into the specifics of each retailer soon, but I think overall we've seen a great performance today.
When you started running numbers, this also includes Thanksgiving Day as well, correct? So
yep. So the numbers are going to be from 6 p.m. yesterday to
about noon on Friday.
To about noon today. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Let's go to the next slide. So the big question, especially for everyone here who's watching and is in Northwest Arkansas, is how well is Walmart doing this Black Friday? So I'll let you talk through the slides this year versus last year.
Yeah, so Matt was really digging into the deeper retailer performance today.
Yeah, and what we see there is Walmart gaining share as a part of the total pie, up into the teens of percentage points, while a number of other retailers really seem to struggle, or at least lose share. We see Best Buy being eclipsed by Walmart in terms of share gains, Target slipping back in terms of share, as well as even total mentions being down a bit. And we can contribute that to a number of factors. One, Walmart's price leadership, and two, when you have crowds at any one of these retailers, social media can act as sort of a self-propagating cycle. I want to come see the crowds, be a part of it. And we see that feeding on itself this morning, encouraging more folks to go out to Walmart, to go out to stores that have been in the news cycle.
Now this is an interesting slide here. That Walmart is up 31 or 33%. Now, I want to keep in mind too and point out that this is not necessarily a sales number, but these are certainly mentions through social media and kind of online traffic, again, not directly to e-commerce. But there is something unique about this because DataRank tracks, it's transactional, am I right?
Right, so we do also place heavy emphasis on really transaction or purchase intent via online. So things like check-ins or data that's really correlative like to purchases, like photos of the product, or people explicitly saying, I'm going to Walmart and I'm buying
right.
whatever it is.
Not I'm avoiding Walmart because it's Black Friday. These are actual people who have either gone or taken pictures. Okay, so great change for Walmart, up 33%. Not faring so well for Target and Best Buy. Now, is that surprising? Matt, I'll go with you.
Yeah, I think we're surprised to see those numbers behind a little bit, but when you look at the numbers that Walmart's pulling in terms of the share that it's gathering, consumers are going somewhere, and it seems that this year they're going to Walmart.
And Best Buy down, and that's kind of disheartening if you're a Best Buy supplier or Best Buy associate, certainly, or work for Best Buy, because with them being the only really true exclusive electronics retailer, you would have thought they would have had some really great deals on a lot of items. Not what you saw, though, right?
Yeah, I think I think it makes sense when we look at the consumer electronics category in general this Black Friday, where we've actually seen a decline or a miss on what we had forecasted before. So I think the consumer electronic category in general this Friday may see a decline.
And excuse me, sorry. And if you look at those big tentpole items, the new Xbox One, the new PS4. You're no longer looking at people who are shopping the entire store. You're going for a few specific items, and if you believe that a Walmart has a price leadership point on that, you know where you're going. You're less concerned about doing the whole package electronics store. Okay. And when you look at comparisons to e-commerce, you may again see reasons that this may be a disappointing season for Best Buy.
Did you find out anything too about Walmart's probably going to have more of these items? So if I'm going to go get the newest Xbox One, odds are they would have gotten 100 where Best Buy may have only gotten 25. So as a consumer, I probably stand a better chance.
Yeah, we did see some of that language. I think alternatively to that, we saw a lot of people going to more niche retailers as well for that very reason. They wanted to miss the crowds, or they felt like there wouldn't be as much demand for some of those products. And so they felt like, maybe they would be able to get something where they wouldn't be able to at Walmart.
Okay, and what are some of the other categories? Obviously, we're talking about consumer electronics. What are some of the other categories that you guys really kind of saw pop this as you're running your data?
I think one thing that was interesting in kind of the retail shopping today was how the malls in general were seen as kind of a secondary location. So they may go to a Walmart or Best Buy first, and then after that they're going to the mall to shop and have lunch. And so we didn't see as large of a decline in malls as we kind of had expected, because it is that secondary destination.
Okay. I want to talk to you about durable goods. A lot of analysts have been predicting this week that durable goods was going to be kind of a big thing as we get into the Christmas season. So we'll talk about that. We're going to take a real quick break, and when we come back, we will continue our conversation with Ryan Frazier and Matt Seubert from DataRank as Saturday Morning Meeting continues. Coming up.
At Crystal Bridges Museum of American Art, we can help your business meetings get out of the box. Way, way out of the box. With refreshing views of the museum's 120-acre grounds, breathtaking architecture, spacious meeting and presentation venues, and top-notch catering from 11, our award-winning restaurant, not to mention more than 400 works of art by American masters. Your meeting at Crystal Bridges will be anything but in the box. Call us today and let our team of professional event planners arrange your next meeting at Crystal Bridges Museum of American Art.
Today's show has been sponsored in part by 8th and Walton, the premier destination for Walmart supplier education. Since 2006, 8th and Walton's by suppliers for suppliers approach to education and services has helped thousands of supplier teams grow their business with Walmart. Visit 8thandwalton.com to learn more.
Welcome back to Saturday Morning Meeting. Continuing our conversation with Ryan Frazier and Matt Seubert from DataRank. And we're talking about Black Friday on this Black Friday special. And before we went to break, we're talking about durable goods, the home appliances that a lot of analysts, including Keith Anderson, who was here last week with us, kind of is predicting that Home Depot and Lowe's and home improvement stores like that are really going to kind of clean up on Black Friday, up double digit already. So they're seeing some very strong years. Was Black Friday really the time to buy a brand new refrigerator? What are you guys seeing?
Yeah, I think overall into the afternoon on Friday, we did start to see that growth, 76% year over year in terms of consumer interest in durable goods this year. In the morning, actually, it was quite a bit lower. I don't remember the exact percentage growth, but it actually looked like it was going to be a decline. But then, after 8, 9 a.m. Into noon, it actually picked up quite a bit.
So I go to my TV, small appliances, my gaming, and then I'll worry about getting the refrigerator home?
Yeah, you may not want to fight someone in the parking lot over your fridge on the way out the store, and so that may be why we're seeing more of an orientation later in the day. But we are seeing some pretty substantial growth in durable goods. And
here's a slide that I think is interesting. Home Depot obviously seems to be owning this Black Friday up to almost 30% compared to Lowe's. And even Sam's Club, that's obviously not something that Walmart's going to be wanting to look at and see. Why do you think Sam's is down like they are?
Yeah, it's a great question. I think what we saw was Home Depot was kind of taking the majority of the share there. And then I think Walmart also performing pretty well, where they were able to get what they needed early in the morning, and then by afternoon, the durable goods were still available. Right, it wasn't necessarily the hot ticket item that everybody needed to get in and get first thing, but it seemed to be kind of that secondary item.
And also, if we stack on that, the club channel, at least from our data, doesn't seem to get near the volume that open stores do. Okay. So when you look at a Walmart, you have more of a fear that if I don't get there early, it's going to be gone. I've reserved my place in a way if I have a Sam's Club membership or a Costco membership. So those shoppers may be looking to delay their purchases more in the holiday season.
Okay. Well, another thing I want to make sure we talk about here is that you guys are accessing social media and you're pulling data back from that. So for example, baby boomers who may not be into tweeting and Facebook, they may be out there, but they're not obviously going to be captured in what you're seeing, or someone doesn't have a smartphone. So
there could be a little bit of that, but in our analysis, all of the historical reports that we've done, we actually do see quite a bit of representation across the board of different age and demographics. So I wouldn't be surprised if it wasn't as skewed towards younger as a lot of people might expect.
Okay. Sears, very bad numbers for them, down almost 60%. When Keith was here last week, he kind of predicted that Sears will only be around for another 5 years. So, and they again, we do Sears Holding, which includes Kmart. They started very early trying to get people excited about Black Friday. This surprising to you from some of the comments you read?
Yeah, I mean, I think the takeaway here on Sears is within this category here of kind of the home and durable goods, you still see their share 1.2% of total retail mentions that we were tracking. So actually still, almost a little bit more than double Home Depot in terms of the total mentions. But what we're seeing is a large decline since last year. And so you're kind of seeing that continued decline. Even though it is larger total share, we're seeing bigger decline each year.
Right. What are some of the other categories that you had a chance to look at and that kind of popped out at you and would be considered a big winner this year? Obviously the home electronics, consumer electronics. Durable goods, again, not performing quite as well as we had expected. The other categories that typically when you think Black Friday would include toys and gaming when you get into kind of the electronics, but what else did you see?
I think apparel was a bit surprising, where we didn't see a lot of winners today in apparel. I think Macy's did a good job of maintaining share and actually increasing about 13 to 14% year over year on Black Friday. And then Kohl's was an interesting outlier, where it was up 153% year over year, but there was some in-store negative shopper experience where a few individuals were hurt, and that had kind of lifted the conversation for Kohl's.
Okay. Gaming?
Yeah.
What are you seeing on that?
So,
and there's a lot going into here because Microsoft releasing a brand new gaming console. PlayStation has a brand new one this year. So typically those do very, very well.
Yeah, so the big conversation in gaming this year is the new Xbox One and PlayStation 4. I think overall, the Xbox One has been garnering more conversation on a daily basis. But today, on Black Friday, the PlayStation is the winner. So I don't know. What do you think on the magnitude, Matt? What were we seeing?
We were seeing pretty substantial outpacing today among PS4 conversations. And one reason that we may attribute that, to that is that the PS4 is a lower price point. And you may have more consumers who are price sensitive, who are deal shoppers, who are concerned about what they're going to see at the register when they leave. And that really may be driving some of that conversation today. While in the long run, we may look at an Xbox One win. Another
big category for Black Friday is toys. What did you see in toys, Matt?
Yeah, we saw an increase of about 7% in toy mentions overall year over year. So not quite as strong as some of the electronic categories or even durable goods, but we do see some optimism for toy makers in that. And when we look at the specific selections, we took a look at Walmart's chosen by kids items. Some real winners we saw there were Teenage Ninja Mutant Turtle items. Furby items also did well. Some items like Flutterby did not tend to do as strongly this season. Some perennial strengths like Barbie Dreamhouse were doing well. Those items that we have here starred on the screen are those that we're building into the holidays and really seeing some momentum coming in, and we might expect to do very well.
Okay, we have to take another break, and when we come back, we're going to look at how the box office is doing this year and see if that's going to translate to some big sales as we get closer to Christmas. All coming up as Saturday Morning Meeting continues.
GigWalk is an on-demand mobile workforce that can collect data and do work at retail. Businesses use GigWalk for retail audits, merchandising, and much more. With 350,000 smartphone-enabled workers available on demand, you get unprecedented speed and coverage across the US, Canada, and the UK. And all work is reviewed for quality and accuracy. Visit gigwalk.com to learn more.
Today's show has been sponsored in part by 8th & Walton, the premier destination for Walmart supplier education. Since 2006, 8th & Walton's by suppliers for suppliers approach to education and services has helped thousands of supplier teams grow their business with Walmart. Visit 8thandwalton.com to learn more.
Welcome back to Saturday Morning Meeting. Continuing our conversation with Ryan Frazier and Matt Seubert from DataRank. Guys, as one of the things that you learned as we're doing this is that spending surprisingly is up. Matt, you want to talk about that?
Yeah, when we look at conversations, really analyzing what people are saying, we see a lot more mentions of families saying, I'm spending more this holiday season. And even fewer than last year, folks saying, I'm spending less than I did last year. So in addition to more people talking about Friday, some big gains in a lot of categories, we're seeing overall numbers pushing towards greater consumer confidence.
Which, that's what I was going to ask you, is it because of consumer confidence increasing, meaning that people are believing the economy is going to get a little bit better, or is it that there are fewer shopping days till Christmas? I mean, this is one of the shortest time windows between Thanksgiving and Christmas right now that we will probably ever have, because it's coming so quickly. Do they feel like they need to get out sooner, or you really are thinking it's consumer confidence edging up?
I think we can see both in the numbers. We do see a compression in terms of the period in which people can be shopping. But if we look at the economic statistics that have come out over the last several quarters, you see gathering momentum, as well as if we look at some analysis that DataRank had done earlier on this year during the debt ceiling fight as well as government shutdown. If you look at the conversation, you had very momentary upticks, very large upticks in conversation around concern, and that even tended to mirror the stock market in terms of some very drastic drops in the numbers, but then resiliency. You see a return to normal conversation, you see the issue passing. And when you put that in the context of consecutive quarters of improving growth, you have a compressed holiday season, you also have greater confidence in giving. We see a 19% increase in mentions of gifts this season.
Okay.
So we do see a number of factors that point towards greater consumer confidence and a healthier fourth quarter for retailers.
Okay, so hopefully it'll be a good quarter for Walmart in particular.
I
want to move now to the holiday movie season, which is just around the corner. A couple reasons studios wait till Christmas. Obviously, the Academy Awards are coming up after the first of the year, so they've got to get them out this year. But more importantly, if you're Disney and you're setting on a couple of really big releases, Frozen released this last week, that translates to merchandising dollars. So what are you seeing in terms of box office? Just talk this week.
Yeah, for the Thanksgiving holiday, we saw a lot of buzz around the Hunger Games as well as Frozen. Both of those continue to do well and continue to inspire consumer packaged good companies to build strategic partnerships in terms of marketing their products. We see CoverGirl from Procter & Gamble coming out with a Hunger Games initiative. We also see merchandising from Disney on Frozen. We see strong numbers there, although we do see a year-over-year decline in terms of box office numbers and social discussion around box office.
So what do we think is the big one going to be this year? What are you numbers saying so far? What are people talking about?
So far, Hunger Games has really been the clear winner. But in terms of Frozen's debut, we do see some strong early numbers there as well. It'll be interesting to see as the weekend progresses, as families come out of the Walmart, hopefully grab a breath of fresh air, avoid the parking lot a little bit. It'll be interesting to see if whether or not they make the turn off to a cinema as well.
Okay. Well, my wife and daughter saw Frozen this week, and they actually loved it. Okay, we've got just about 2 minutes left. Real quick, kind of summarize everything that we've learned today and that you guys have kind of pulled together. And then what do you think is going to happen as we get into Cyber Monday, which is obviously a bigger time for online? What do we expect to see over the next couple of days?
Yeah, we kind of had done a little bit of analysis on .com conversation so far, where really that .com conversation is up 20%, even on Black Friday today, where even on Black Friday people are already starting to shop online. I think that bodes well for e-commerce sales. I think also we should see some success with the local boutique shops as well. So some of the smaller e-commerce stores. Over the last year or two, they've been growing their online following substantially. They've started to figure out how to use Twitter, Facebook, Instagram to drive people into their stores and into their online stores. And I think we'll see that carrying over into kind of that Cyber Monday success.
Okay. Final thoughts? Summary of everything that we've had going on today?
I think overall we see increasing conversation year over year. We see a lot of strength in a number of categories. And we can expect Walmart to lead the pack among retailers as well as an overall strong season.
All right, very good. Gentlemen, thank you very much. We're going to take another break, and when we come back, we will continue with Saturday Morning Meeting.
Today's show has been sponsored in part by 8th & Walton. the premier destination for Walmart supplier education. 8th & Walton offers a variety of services including new supplier onboarding, scorecard optimization, and analysis and reporting. Visit 8thandwalton.com/services to learn more. Today's show has been sponsored in part by 8th & Walton, the premier destination for Walmart supplier education. Since 2006, 8th & Walton's by suppliers for suppliers approach to education and services has helped thousands of supplier teams grow their business with Walmart. Visit 8thandwalton.com to learn more.
I want to thank our guests for joining us and thank you for taking time to join us today. Our email address is saturday@8thandwalton.com. And be sure to join us next week. We're going to sit down with Drew Collum, the VP of Diamond Foods, and talk about supplier teams, how they started and where they are today on the next Saturday Morning.